Hey, I'm Graham with InlinePerformanceMag.com, and today we've got another update on our XT600 project. As you saw in the last video, the chain is just really loose and falling apart. So today we've got new sprockets and a new chain, and hopefully it's all going to go together smoothly, and we'll get back on the road within a few hours. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is using the jack and center stand, we're going to safely support the motorcycle, get it up in the air so we have the clearance to work with everything we need. Alright, so now we've got the motorcycle safely supported. We used a jack to support the center and also a rear stand here on the swing arm. You could probably get away with just the rear stand, but we're using two just for safety because it would be awful to have a bike fall on you. So next we're going to take off some of the covers, pull off the shift lever, maybe the kickstand, anything else that's in the way of getting access to the chain and the sprockets. So make sure when you're breaking a chain, you got to find the master link, and then the first thing to do is going to be just to pry this little piece off using a screwdriver. So as you can see, you use this tool to actually push out the pin in the chain, and that's what we've done here. You can see I've got the pin, it's out, and perfect, the chain is in two pieces, so now we can just go ahead and pull the old chain off the motorcycle. As you can see, it's a really old chain. So while the bike's apart, it's a real good opportunity to clean up stuff that you probably should have cleaned up a long time ago. So we're just using a simple spray degreaser. Get some grease crud off the shift lever. And we're also going to do the same thing right here around the drive sprocket. And we can touch that up a little more too once we actually take the sprocket off. Okay, so we got these new sprockets as well, courtesy of Sunstar, which we're going to be changing out at the same time as the chain. This keeps the stock gearing at 15 in the front, 42 in the back. Alright, so since we're changing the rear sprocket as well, we got to go ahead and pull the rear tire off and go from there. First thing we're going to do is pull out the cotter pins here that lock everything in place, loosen it up, loosen the chain adjusters, and then with any luck, this whole deal will just slide off backwards. So before you can pull the rear tire all the way out, you notice there's a safety feature, an extra pin here, complete with a cotter pin in the bottom, just to keep this whole thing from sliding out. So we just got to pull that cotter pin out. All right, so we've got the tire, everything unbolted, and I'm just going to slide it right out. Okay, so we've got the lock tabs pounded down. Just taking the last bolt nut off here, and we're going to separate the old, really worn out sprocket from the tire. Make sure you don't lose the lock tabs, they need to be reused. And there it is, what we've been working for. Alright, so as you can see, this old sprocket's extremely worn. Teeth are kind of bent, opened up real narrow. We have this nice brand new one here that we're going to put on instead and really hopefully improve the quality of the ride. So we're just carefully cross torquing all these nuts to make sure that it goes on nice and straight.
Yeah, no, huh?
Alright, so we've got our nice shiny new sprocket on. Safety tabs locked in place and everything. Now it's going to slide the wheel back on.
Okay.
Alright, so we got the new front sprocket here. We're just going to pop this into place, put the lock on, and it should be good to go. So to prep this brand new chain that we have here, we had to knock out, I think, 10 links off of it to get it right. We measured, and then we used this chain breaker tool just to press the pin out. And as you can see, we're left with a pin, some extra chain, and a chain that hopefully is the right length for the motorcycle, which we're going to go ahead and put on right now. So we're using a press tool just to press the chain together, make sure the link stays assembled before we put the spring clip on, because you don't want the spring clip to take all the load. So we put it on, and we're just going to tighten this set screw, and that's going to make sure that the master link is tightened, pushed together okay. Just like that. Alright, so we've got the chain in place, cut, measured. Last thing to do, just pop this clip on, and that'll just make sure, lock the pin in place, lock the master link in place so that we're good to go. So the last thing we're going to do is actually tension the chain. So luckily this is a dirt bike. It's got these elliptical adjusters with numbered positions so you know that everything's matching on both sides. We've got it set here. You notice just maybe 15 millimeters or so of deflection, just about right. And we can double check this after we take it for a test ride. So I'm just going to set this side It's already set this side to match. And then all that's left to do is lock down the bolts and put the cotter pins back in place. Using a torque wrench here to torque the back tire bolt correctly to 72 pound-feet of torque. May take a while.
Hey, gentlemen.
Alright, so I just finished putting the chain back on, getting everything swapped out, just took care of the last few things, got the cover, shift lever, all the little stuff taken care of. Everything went real smoothly, can't wait to take it out, see how she performs on the road, and stay tuned to inlineperformancemag.com for more updates on this and all our project bikes.